The ball with Mike Galligan sending towards TJ Ryan. Back there is Liam Doyle. Liam sending it out to this side of the field to PJ O'Connell, being hooshed off the ball by Mike Houlihan. Sends it in. Liam Doyle trying to retrieve the situation. Anthony Daly, the captain, getting it out a little bit. Out towards James E. O'Connor. Back helping out his defence. Sending it up towards the corner forward position. In towards Jim McInerney. Picked up inside by Michael Nash, the fullback. Hand passed it to a loose man. That loose man is Declan Nash. Getting it out the field. Up along the far side of the field towards Damien Quigley. Quigley working his way in field. Sending it in, and he has sent it over the bar. Damien Quigley, the scorer. That ball sent out for Clare towards the direction of Cyril Lyons. Can he be the inspiration to lift this Clare side? This PJ O'Connell at the moment tries to work his way in field. His shot is blocked down by Davy Clarke. Davy Clarke works his way out of trouble. Gets away from three Claremen. Finds the midfielder Ciarán Carey. Goes left, goes right. Finds a loose man. That's Mike Galligan, the man who I said was born in Cork. But Galligan dispossessed on this occasion by Anthony Daly, the captain of Clare. Sent in by Galligan and sent over the bar by Mike Galligan. The ball out to the far side of the field. Players battling for it. It falls for Gary Kirby. Gary sends it low into the hands of a Clareman. That's Seán McMahon. McMahon's in towards Guilfoyle. Leaves it to the Sparrow, Gerald Loughlin. Not getting it. Back there is Stephen McDonagh. Stephen from Brewery in the county of Limerick. Dispossessed on this occasion. Gerald Loughlin battling for it. Whelan in there. Out it falls to the far side of the field to Jim McInerney. A shot, and it's a point this time by Jim McInerney. Limerick still getting it. That's Ciarán Carey. A hand pass into an open space. Gary Kirby is there. He half hits that one. In towards the full back and the full forward. Picking up and minding the house there is Liam Doyle. Liam Doyle out to Declan Nash. Battling for it with him is Andrew Whelan, but Ciarán Carey, who seems to be giving a roving roll, falls back there to Liam Doyle. Doyle back out to the same side of the field where he'll find James E. O'Connor. Walks nicely inside the attack and sends it up towards the Limerick full back line. They get it out the field again to full back Michael Nash. Out it comes to Michael Houlihan. Mike Houlihan lofting it in around the edge of the square. John Roche battling for it in there, but it's Davy Fitzgerald, the man from 6 Mile Bridge, coming out with it. Flicks it out a little bit to his captain, I think, Anthony Daly. Yes, Anthony getting it up the field a bit. Out to the side of the field to Stephen Sheehy. Has difficulty lifting it. Gets it at the second attempt. Sheehy away on a solo run. Sends it across the centre. Ger Hegarty going back. Declan Nash. Stephen McDonagh. Tommy Guilfoyle. A bit of stalemate. Picked up by Davy Clarke. Davy Clarke sends it out towards the direction of Frankie Carroll. Frankie puts up the hand. Gets away with it. On a solo run. Still Frankie working his way in field. Sends it to Mike Galligan. Mike Galligan looking up. Sending it in and sending it over the bar. Lohan man Mike Galligan. Clare still not giving up the ghost. That's James E. O'Connor sending it in towards Gerald Loughlin. Will it be a little? Ger is fouled in possession and a free to Clare. The free by a shot, a goal. Cyril Lyons the scorer. Cyril Lyons, the man who put it in the back of the net, the man with the red and black helmet, putting that ball in the back of the net, took the Limerick defence by surprise. Picked up by Stephen Sheehy, the long striding midfielder, gets it to PJ O'Connell. PJ away on a solo run. Will he decide to go it alone? Is he going for the major? PJ still working his way in. The ball comes inside. It's picked up inside by the wing back for Limerick, not getting it out, not clearing their lines. The referee is waiting for play to develop. A sea of players in there and eventually goes out at the expense of a 65. Antonio Daly and puck Shaska Coig Mather Hogant in towards the edge of the square. Gerald Loughlin trying to get a stick to it, but there's Joe O'Connor. They call him the versatile Joe. He plays corner back, full back or full forward, getting it out to Mike Houlihan. Mike Houlihan up to the centre. There is Anthony Daly again, and he's playing a captain's part for Clare down along the far side of the field too. Andrew Whelan. Andrew with the 10 on the back, and from Dora Bearfield, working his way in field, sends it in low to Cyril Lyons. Cyril from row 1 cuts it low in towards Tommy Guilfoyle from Fakel, but beaten in there by Ger Hegarty from Old Christians. Gets it out a little bit. It's sent in again by Lyons. In there is, looks like Stephen McDonagh, the two fair-haired backmen, but it's Stephen on this occasion. Out it comes to a Clare man. He loses possession, picked up by Frankie Carroll, and a free to Limerick. 3 Clare selectors, and Tom Ryan there looked to be the happier of those 4 men at the moment. Davy Clarke with the free in towards the edge of the square. Up goes the hand of Brian Lohan. Brian from the Wolf Tones Club getting it out too. Looks like Jim McInerney kept further up the field. Clare moving forward a little bit better at this stage. Dispossessed by Limerick's Mike Galligan. Is he man of the match for Limerick? The ball out to the midfielder Ciarán Carey. A shot by Ciarán, and that's a point by Ciarán Carey. Lohan of Clare tries to get away from John Roach of Limerick, and it's Lohan up along the far side of the field, flicks it to a loose man. James E. O'Connor in field to Jim McInerney. Jim Mack into the full forward, into Gerald Loughlin. Clare regrouping, picking up the pieces. Back it comes, finds Jim McInerney. PG O'Connell battling for it in there. Cyril Lyons battling for a shot and a goal. A goal by, I think, Tommy Guilfoyle. Yes, Tommy Guilfoyle, a big full forward, putting in the back of the net. But it's Clareman still trying to lift the siege, getting it in towards Cyril Lyons and Ger Hegarty. Lyons getting the better of this duel, working his way in, a shot, a goal! No, I thought for a moment that one struck the back of the net. It struck the side netting, and certainly a lot of Clare people thought that as well. A blasting shot by Cyril Lyons, took out. Looking down to Frankie Carroll. Frankie tries to get away from his marker, sends it to a Clareman who happens to be a McMahon, who happens to be Seán, and he gets it back up towards the corner forward towards Ger O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin, the sparrow, in the ball in the hand, a loose man outside him decides to send it in. A shot, and it's gone. The referee had blown his whistle. It's a free to Clare. Sending it low, hops inside, and Joe Quaid picks it up, clears it out the field again, out to the centre of the field. Mike Galligan reacting to it first time, getting it on his stick, hand passed it outside to a loose man, and that loose man is Gary Kirby, and he has a shot and a point by Gary Kirby. And there goes the full-time whistle. A full-time whistle, which leaves us on a scoreline of Limerick 25 points, Clare 2 goals and 10.
Well, Donny, we came into the match with high hopes, all right, but I believe myself that we missed probably 2 goals in the first half, and in Munster finals, if you're not prepared to take your chances and take your scores as they come, you won't win matches. And if we had even got one of the goals, I think it would have made a big difference to us. Then early in the second half, Limerick came at us, and we also missed a few scores. Then we were too far behind, and we started going for goals. So I believe myself, in big days like that, if we don't take your chances, you won't win matches. And Limerick took their chances when they came their way, and that was the difference in the finish. I believe myself, we had a good backroom team, we had a good set-up, everything was in order, we had no injury problems. We have a lot of good underage players. Cork won the minor here today. They won it very handy in the finish, and they were lucky to beat us in the first round of the championship. We also have a fairly good under-21 team. A lot of this team here today played in an All-Ireland final in 1989. So I think we have a nucleus of a good panel there all the time. Maybe one or two of our players might go, but we have other players to replace them.
Impression again, you get out with what you put into. It's like a walk of life. If you're good enough, go out and get it, no more about it. If your mother sends you down to the shop for a pound's worth of goods and she gives you 50 pence, you can't get the pound's worth of goods, can you? Limerick went out there from the word go today, no more about it. They made all the running, that was it. Put the ball over the bar and the back of it, and that's it. No ifs, no buts. There's no sympathy in this game for anybody. The best to look to Clare in the future. It's simple as that. Get up in the morning and fight life. Get up and bear it, no more about it. That's it. Even if it is your mother-in-law.
We never thought it was going to be easy. It was a lot easier than we thought actually, and we had trained hard for this game, and going out on the field, say at half time, we felt fairly confident that we were taking. We felt that we were going faster to the ball than they were, and on the day I think that's what proved the difference between the two teams.
You ran up a great score. I think it was 25 points off the top of my head. That's phenomenal scoring, but you give away 2-10 as well.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to concede. You're not going to hold any team scoreless. I mean, 25 points is going to be most games for you. And like if we can score 25 points in the next game, we won't mind if the boys concede 2-10 again. Like, you know, you're going to concede scores, and no matter how good a team is, they're still going to concede scores.
Clare had 2 attacks on the Limerick goals and should have resulted in 2 goals, but there were 2 great saves by Joe Quaid, and that I think could pay to their chances.
I suggested to Father Willie Walsh after the game that Limerick seemed to believe more that they could win the game than Clare, and that seemed to have a bearing, looking at it from up in the commentary box.
Well, Matt, coming down here today, we didn't know what to expect. I personally didn't know what to expect. You're hoping things will go right. You do all the work. Your team are very fit. They've been together now. Today was their 106th time together since we started our training program. And, you know, like, they had the fitness, in my opinion, and the edge of fitness out there today. They were coming to the ball faster and scoring points and far out. It was actually our plan to score points today. We know that David Fitzgerald would be happy to get goals, and we decided early in the week that we'd hit the ball, come out fast, get possession in front of the Clare defenders, and have a go for scores.
This is my 4th year as chairman, and a few occasions I thought we were going to make the breakthrough, but at the start of the year I was beginning to feel that it was slipping away. But absolutely fantastic the way the management set about their business in creating the team that it is today. And I think they were very worthy champions today. They played magnificently against Cork, played poorly against Waterford, played a magnificent game today. Very worthy champions. I'm very proud, Chairman.
It must be a great boost to hurling in the county when you consider the World Cup and all that at the moment.
It is a great boost for but I believe myself that the World Cup in its own right creates the hype for sport. It spreads on to other sports. I believe myself that sport can go side by side with each other, and as you have said, this is great in the year in which Ireland are doing so well in soccer, did so well in soccer, and I think it will do nothing but good for hurling in Limerick.
Gerald, out of the game for 19 months with a serious leg injury. You look very pleased this evening.
I'm obviously, Matt, it's fantastic to come back, and I'm just happy to be back hurling, never mind hurling for Limerick, you know, but I always felt it was there, even in the bleakest moments of being out, and there was a few dark moments there. I always felt that Limerick had a squad of players over the last 5 or 6 years that could do something, and it happened at last today.
We are not even thinking about that Ireland yet. Antrim beat us above in Casement Park in the league, and early in February. And we have to look at that now, and we'll go to Croke Park, and we'll do the best we can. You know, they'll try and they'll do everything that's needed to win the match over Antrim, and then we'll talk about what's coming after that.